Now first, to the French company that could help us to start eating bugs in the near future. In January, the European Food Safety Agency announced that dried yellow mealworms are safe for humans to eat. It's the first decision of its kind under the EU's novel food laws, and it opens the door for EU-wide approval. Insects like mealworms are seen as having huge potential as a low-emission source of nutrition for humans. The landmark decision by the EU agency was made after an application by the French firm Agronutris. Let's speak to Mehdi Berrada, who's the CEO and co-founder of Agronutris, and he joins us now. Mehdi, what does this decision mean for your business?
Well, in fact, it's a great decision for the industry and for ourselves. It has been 3 years of really hard work, even 5 or 6, if you take into account the analysis that we have to do. It's a great opportunity that opens the food market for Europe, and we are very proud to have such an opportunity to be one of the pioneers in the industry in the food area.
So, what are the next stages then in the approval process?
For us, the next stages is clearly to use such an opportunity. As you may know, that we have the data protection, which means we are the only player in Europe that will be capable to address the food market. So we are working on different strategic options to address such a market and to develop some new solution for the food industry.
And in terms of regulation, what will happen now that we have that first decision of the Food Safety Agency?
First of all, this is only a favorable opinion, which is great already, and the European Commission always follow the opinion of the EFSA. But in fact, it will be totally regulated, and we will be capable to sell insects in Europe in the coming weeks and months after the definitive approval of the European Commission. That's the next step.
And what sort of uses do you see then for these mealworms once we get to the end of that process? How will we see them appear in our food chain?
For us, it will take time because the consumers will become steadily used to this kind of food and of consumption. But for us, the first area that we see as potentially creating real opportunities to develop insect food probably is the area, for example, like nutritional bars with high protein. I think it will start more on the nutritional part than on the mass market consumption. So there are some niche market that will probably be really interested in having such a kind of products.
How will you convince consumers to get over what some people are calling the yuck factor, that people are, perhaps not very encouraged to eat insect-based products?
I think it will evolve steadily, step by step. As I said at the beginning, it will be probably addressing more niche markets, high-end markets with a nutritional dimension. The other thing is that it will come in recipes where the insects are in powder, which means that this yuck effect will be really, I would say, reduced, because we don't intend to sell product with the directly people consuming directly insects, but through flowers and powder.
I'm wondering, how did you get involved in the insect business?
Yes. In fact, I was the CEO. Before that, I was the CEO of quite a big company in the food industry, and I really wanted to. After some years ago, I wanted to really be part of an entrepreneurial adventure where I could have a positive impact on the positive impact for the future, and clearly, insect seems to me one of the most promising area, because we are really addressing some challenges of a world with 10 billion inhabitants. On one hand, we have a real shortfall of protein for the next decades, and on the other hand, insect is capable to upcycle products, which makes this solution one of the most, promising in terms of sustainability for the next years.
During the history of your company, you've drawn funding from various sources. Do you think that this decision will bring a rush of investment into this industry?
Certainly, because it's adding in some way it's creating more and more confidence for the investor that this market will become a real market with significant volumes. So for sure, this new is creating more, I would say, attractivity to the market. So obviously it's helping. I don't know if they need that because there is real investors are really interested in such an industry, but it's like an additional proof that it will happen.
Okay, Mehdi Berrada from Agronutris, thank you very much for joining us there on the big business of bugs.